How's it going, everyone? I hope you're doing well. Man, I've had my head buried into Final Fantasy VII Rebirth for the last month, and now that I've popped my head out and I've been sort of keeping track of some of this game journalism stuff and just what the hell's going on in gaming in general, and just wanted to throw my 2 cents in and follow some of the crazy things that are going on. We'll start off here with an article I read here on That Park Place. Games journalist Ryan Isby calls for violence against former World of Warcraft team lead Mark Kern. And if you're not familiar, you probably are already. I think just about everybody knows who Mark Kern is now. He's Grummz on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. And he has been very instrumental in helping with Cabrutus expose games about Sweet Baby Inc. Lately, he's been finding community managers, people of that sort, who are more or less saying there's like either particular gamers they hate or demographic they're going up against, and just all sorts of crazy stuff. And as far as that goes, sometimes people want to split hairs as far as want to call it race. Oh, there, you can't be racist against white people, whatever it is. It's like, all right, if you don't want to call it racism, call it there's a prejudice, there's discrimination, there's bias, there's some sort of hate going on some of these community managers. Sometimes it's self hate because I think some of these community managers are white and they're putting down white people, which is just in fact crazy to me. I mean, can't we just create platforms, games, whatever we're doing, whatever environment we're doing? Does it matter? What the race, what the gender, what the color, what they identify as. Can't we just freaking make great game stories, make it entertaining, and have some fun with it? That's what I'm looking for here. But let's get into this article they have written here. Games journalist Ryan Easby, who freelanced for various outlets including NME, PC Games In, The Escapist, The Gamer, Gaming Magazine, and other types of social media to call for violence against former World of Warcraft team lead Mark Kern. And on this, they show the post here. He mentioned soft launching my campaign to kick Mark Kern in the balls. He has since deleted the post, but Kern shared a screenshot from his timeline. And then Grummz, I mean, obviously, he is not cool with this. I think anybody's calling for any kind of act of violence. Now, do I think this is actually going to happen? I really hope not, but you never know with the internet nowadays. I think it's just the same thing. It's you can be tough on the internet, but can't be tough in person. That kind of stuff here. You say all sorts of things when you're not face to face with someone that you would never say to them in real life. Like I said, in a one-on-one confrontation. And he wasn't the only one. Some other people joined in. John Phipps, who hosts the Super Deluxe, posted it. It's actually based, and I donate to that comment. And then even Riot Games senior concept artist, art director Michael Marino also said, agreed, this is A-OK. And look, I'd like to think that we're at the point nowadays where we don't need to threaten violence against anybody else or any kind of thing like that. And it doesn't matter which side you fall on any of this topic. Just it's just stupid, It reminds me of being back in high school and doing stupid high school shit. This kind of stuff, it's just not needed anymore. I would like to think that these are all grown adults who can, yeah, if somebody's going to talk shit to you, yeah, that so be it, talk shit. But, threatening violence, things like that, that's just unnecessary. I think we're beyond that now. I think we should all be evolved past that, no matter what side, what your take, what your creed is. This is just ridiculous. And it goes on to mention more about Ryan Easby, of course, being anti-white. Some of his posts, saying you can't be racist against white people. It's silly, you can't be racist against white people. I see your mistake. Just more of the same that you've heard from all sorts of people ever since this what people wanting to call the whole Gamersgate 2 has been coming around and thinking they're making some sort of good point. And evidently Grummz is posting what these people are saying, and it's not like he's altering the facts or doing anything else. He's just posting what people are putting out there, and they're getting pissed off that they're getting called out for it now. I get it. The game industry, it's been very volatile lately, especially with developers. I mean, if you look, I'm looking at Publish Obsidian MD here. They keep track of the game industry layoffs in 2023. It was 10,500 people were laid off. That was just last year. And already in 2024, it's already up to 8,000. 8,000 in about a quarter of the year. So, I mean, I guess I can get where the frustration is coming from some of these people, but at the same time, it's not all their fault. Sometimes it's the greed of the company, but other times it's just the industry is shrinking, condensing because of all the inflated numbers they had from COVID. And I feel for a lot of these developers, they're just trying to go out there, get a job, and they can't find a steady kind of income job. And that's why a company like a Larian is just so refreshing, because they keep their employees. They try to treat them well. They try to make games that the fans want. And we need more companies like that who can create stability in the industry. So that's personally, like I said, I get where they're coming from, but at the same time, if you're making quality products and you're making money on these games, it should keep coming in. Now, like I said, some of that case, I know there's exceptions to the rules. I know some of these gamer companies are greedy. Even when they're making record profits, they're still laying off a bunch of associates. But the upper management and the all higher ups are giving themselves bonuses and things like that. So it's the game industry is just in a bad place right now, I think. Even though there are some really good games that are still, kind of be putting out there, and it's just crazy. And in fact, with these games that they're going through and putting out, a lot of people are playing games that are older than they are playing more than that are newer. I think it was 60% of the games are newer. And then when you look across these platforms of what they're playing all these live service games. Your Fortnite's across the board #1 on all of these platforms, and a lot of other live services, Grand Theft Auto, Call of Duty, all these service games, which is why this game industry is going so crazy about trying to make everything live service, because they want to get their hands in that pile of which everybody else is. They're like, we want all the money. We know that's if you can get it, it's cheap, it's sustainable, and we want a part of that. And it's leading to some really terrible games, unfortunately, like the Suicide Squad game, which was god awful. Ugh. What else do we have to talk about? Oh, yes, Tomb Raider and Crystal Dynamics. I don't get a company that is so ashamed of their hero and its roots and its origin and where it came from, but yet feel the need to try to market and sell this character. This is about a tabletop game of some sort for, the Tomb Raider. Shadows of the Truth guidebook confirms Crystal Dynamics working to apologize to franchise's colonialist origins. It says, in the latest instance of Western video game industry incessant obsessed with unnecessary virtue signaling, the guidebook for the Tomb Raider Shadow of the Truth tabletop role-playing game has revealed that current franchise developer Crystal Dynamics is actively working to both apologize for and distance the action-adventure series from its colonialist roots, which is... this is the kind of stuff that gets me, because these games are fictional. They're fictional games. They were not actually out there trying to take artifacts from real people. If you're going to believe something like this, are you also going to believe that one of the newer iterations, that you believe that somebody's possessing an Asian woman, what was it, Himiko, I believe was the name of the ghost, that she was really possessing someone, and that they're really going to take over and they really won't let people leave because of weather? And to be honest, of the newer Tomb Raider games, I can't even remember the story on the other two. Crystal Dynamics, for whatever reason, they're ashamed of this character, so much so for when they were making money off the remaster, they had to put out that disclaimer about this having stereotypes, and I'll let you read it here on the screen. But it's one of those things, if you're ashamed of this person, of where they came from, of where they started, and obviously you're not so ashamed that you don't want to try to make money off of a remaster, but you'll go ahead and you'll take that money, but you want to completely alter and change the character to no longer being a Tomb Raider, but someone who's seeking out truth instead and trying to preserve history. Just change the IP. Just create a completely new one. You're trying to use the same name recognition, but you're trying to change the character. It's just like, just create a new character. There's nothing wrong with that. Create a new character. Be original. Make something that you want to make. Stop trying to alter the things that have already been established and already set into one direction, and try to completely 180 it from what doesn't match up to what you like. And I guess leading into that is, what the hell is going on with these weird facial features that they're creating on some of these characters. I don't know what's wrong with Lara Croft and her softer face, you know, being attractive but yet powerful, stern, dominate situations. I mean, I've seen this image and it just makes me think I'm looking at either somebody who wants to be a man, or I don't know, maybe they're going that direction with Lara Croft. Maybe they're trying to make Lara Croft transgender. I don't know, but it's definitely a rougher, more cut jawline, you know, squared off chin, trying to make these female characters more masculine when it's all right to have the female characters be feminine but still be badasses. It is possible. There are lots of ways you can do that. And I did like this one here. Pitfall Harry puts this one, he's up, fixed it. Yes, yes, something more along the lines of that. I mean, you don't necessarily need to have the eye makeup and things like that, but softer, showing more feminine features, of which most women have. I don't know. It's this weird, crazy, you know, they don't want to make the models look as beautiful as what the real person looks like in these shots here for the new Star Wars Outlaws. I just don't get the thinking here. I mean, I guess for the most part, you're going to be looking at them from behind. You're not going to see their face. You'll see it in the cutscenes, but I just don't see why you pay a model so you can use their likeness in a game and then you just completely botch it up. I mean, look at all these other models that they used, and they were able to give them their soft features, make them look feminine, make it look good. And so don't give me this, because I know there are some other stories, I couldn't find it, but about people saying that, oh, it's very difficult, we can't get it. Well, evidently there's somebody else who's willing to go out there, do the work, and get these face models to look more like their model counterparts.
You've got to do better.
And evidently somebody made all these faces, and they had no problem doing it. And some of these games are older games, so with the newer technology, I would think people were getting better and not worse. It's just crazy to think how things have changed over the years. And I don't mind diversity. You want diversity, you want to change people, you want to do it, create new original stories with new original characters. Do that. Be risky. Take a chance. Put yourself out there. Try to make something new and different. Make a change. It can be risky, and yes, I know how expensive the game industry is, and now they're getting on, no, we need established IPs. It's the same thing like with the movies. Nobody wants to take a risk. Everyone wants to keep, you know, either reusing, you know, Call of Duty, you know, 25, or I don't know, I don't play those games, I don't keep up, but there are just so many franchises where they're afraid to make something new, something original, because I think there are interesting stories they can tell out there, but I don't want to see, you know, established characters, you know, changed and modified to make it happen. Do creative new ones. So, like I said, the Star Wars Outlaws, that's fine. If they want to go and they want to make the character, you know, kind of, you know, more masculine, manly, maybe that's what this character's about. If they can create that story, make it unique, make it original, make it something that's good, that's entertaining, that's fun. But just make sure the story's great, make sure the gameplay's great. Because I tell you what, the one thing that these people get mad and they get upset about all this stuff, you guys are going to hurt our sales, you're going to do that. You know what counters any argument to the sales? Great gameplay, great fun, because word of mouth is still important to this day. And if you make something that's great, people will buy it and people will play it. So that's all I have to say. So I don't know why these people are over here fighting, arguing, especially these game developers, where it's like, fine, you want to say that? Say that. I'm going to put my head down, we're going to make a great original game, and you're going to love it. And if they do that, fantastic. People will buy it. That's the problem with the industry right now. They don't make great games as much as they used to. If you just put your head down, do the work, make something great, make it fun, which I know is hard, but if you do that, and you do the story in an interesting way, people will buy it, people will play it. Baldur's Gate 3, perfect example. That was an amazing story, and you can make your character however you want it. They could be good, they could be bad, male, female, other races even. It's crazy. You can make that character however you want. You make them like whoever they want. They, again, it comes back to Larian Studios. They do things right. They make all this great content. They make this just beautiful world for you to play, engaging story, and I didn't care that they had two female characters who were in love, or you can make your character love a man, a woman, whomever you wanted. It doesn't matter. It was a great story, great gameplay, original concept, which was done by a studio that's kept a lot of the same developers around and knows how to tell a damn good story, and that's why it's working for them. So please, I guess if anything out there, be more like Larian. You guys take care, all right?